guys, how is everybody doing? You guys already know it is Granna, so that means it's kitchen talk time. So we're gonna get ready, just hop into this conversation. But I just wanted to point out that we're only like 2.5 weeks away from Christmas, and I know everybody's preparing and getting ready to do their Christmas thing. Kids will be getting out of school, you'll be getting ready to travel, or just bringing your Christmas together. So for the next 2 weeks or so, I'm gonna try to just keep it short and as sweet as possible. Try not to go too much, but you guys know how it is when I get to talking. Okay. All right, so let's hop into this little conversation for today. And I'm not talking about nobody in particular. I'm not talking about any conversation I've had in particular. I'm just talking general and just things that I've figured out as I go. As I go through daily, different conversations and different stuff like that, I have figured out that silence is peace. Okay, it's a peace of mind, it's a peace of self, it's a place of calmness. And when you're having conversation with people, people are gonna make their own final decision at the end of the conversation anyway. And a lot of times you have a conversation with people and they're not even listening to what the hell you're saying anyway. They'll ask for advice, or they'll tell you about their situations, and then once they put it out there, it's their way of venting or whatever it is, getting it off their chest. They're really not putting it out there for any positive feedback, any type of feedback, really. They just want to get it out there and get it off their chest, because at the end of the conversation or at the end of the day, they're going to make their final decision on whatever that conversation is about. So I know that silence is so important. And in your piece or in my piece, it's not even about trying to point out any situation or really putting your 2 cents in the conversation, because it's most of the time, the more you put in, the more they're going to come back, even though they brought the conversation to you and basically, asking for your advice on whatever it is. But once you start, giving out that advice or giving out your opinion on whatever the situation you're talking about, you start to get back, they become defensive, and they started, throwing back excuses or reasons for this or that or whatever. And they don't even stop to think that you may be trying to help them or give them some points of views that they may not see, because they're so caught up in it. They're not thinking about that. Most time when people venting or just getting stuff off their chest, that's what it is. It's no more, no less. They're just trying to vent. And if they're in a situation or dug themselves in a hole or going through whatever it is, you can be going through any type of situation, any problem, anything. They just need to talk. So you have to learn how to be silent and let them speak their mind or get it off their chest, and not to put yourself get yourself all worked up because you're trying to hit them up against the head and tell them, no, I don't think you should do this, you should do that. Just sit back and just be that listening ear, and don't even get yourself caught up in it. Of course, during the conversation, if they ask you, what do you think about it, or what would you do? I mean, you can, give out just enough, just put a little sprinkle on it and let them know what you would do. Because, like I said, 90% of the time, they ain't listen to shit you say anyway. They're going to do what they want to do. So, I sit back and I think about different conversations I've had with people, and then I see the outcome or the final decision that they made, and I'm like, that didn't even make no sense. That's not even what we talked about. But, I had to understand that that's their stuff. That's their pot over there boiling. That's not my pot I got on the stove. That's not my stuff cooking over there. So I had to, understand that, hey, they feel comfortable enough to come to you and talk to you about whatever it is. Their final decision is going to be what it is. So I shouldn't feel one way or the other. As long as I'm giving positive feedback, and as long as I'm being as honest as I can possibly be, that's it. That's pretty much all I can do, during any conversations. You don't want, especially if they bring you something and you already see them going down this road and they about to hit a brick wall. You're trying to prevent them from hitting that brick wall, but sometimes they just have to hit it. They just got to hit it and then recover from that. They just got to go into it, hit it, recover it. But you want to always, keep your energy as positive and in a good place, and don't get yourself all worked up and feel any kind of way when they, come back and they made their final decision, or you see through their actions what their final decision is. You can't get upset about that. It's not yours. It's not yours to get upset about. You just gotta be like, okay, if that's what you're gonna do or that's what you did, then okay, I'm cool with that. It's your life. It's your final decision, and that's with anyone. That can be in any situation with anyone or anything. We tend to set our own self up to get caught up in other people's mess. You know what I mean? We want to, try to prevent anything from going further to the left on them as possible, or anyone. And then when they don't go the way that we want them to go, then we're feeling some kind of way. You ain't got nothing to do with it. You ain't got nothing to do with the situation at all. And just because they come to you, now you done got all involved in it, and now you're in your feelings, and you're feeling some kind of way. Man, silence is a peace of mind and body. And silence is more important than trying to prove your point in someone else's situation. You trying to dig them out of a ditch when you don't even have a shovel. You gotta let them dig it out themselves. So I just be sitting up thinking about stuff like that, and thinking about, like I said, previous conversations, and then I sit back and I see the end of that conversation, and I be thinking to myself like, did they hear anything that I said? Did they hear anything? And then I have to laugh about it. Like, girl, they ain't listening to your ass. They not listening to you. They gonna do what they want to do, because they all grown. You cannot tell a grown person what to do. You cannot tell a grown person how to live their life, what decision they should make, if they should do this or do that, because at the end of the day, they're grown. They're going to make their own decision. They already know that it's not going to be the right outcome, but this is something they're used to doing. This is a pattern for them. So leave it alone. A lot of people don't even like to break these patterns, or break the, I don't want to say dysfunctional, but break the negativity in the situations. They don't want a different outcome. That's the bottom line. Some people just don't want a different outcome. They just want to continue to go the way that they're going, regardless of your experience with what they, if you got experience with what they've been talking about, they'll pretend like they listening to it, and they're like, yeah, okay, you understand where I'm coming from, but then they're gonna just do what they do. They're gonna do what they do. I mean, you could just be done went through the exact same thing that they're talking to you about, and you can tell them, well, when I went through this is what happened. It was not good. This was bad, and they gonna still do what they gonna do. You want people to learn from your mistakes, or you want to show people the mistakes that you made and went through so that they don't have to go through. But it's true though, saying, people got to go through their own mistakes. They got to go through their own stuff. They got to walk their own path, and you can't walk it for them as much as you might want to. You can't do that, and you got to let people do what they got to do. You can't respond all the time. You can't give out your advice all the time, no matter how much you think it's the best advice for them, or it's as positive as possible. You just can't. I mean, y'all better start using silence and let these people make their own decision before you be done went crazy, and they still doing the same thing over and over and over and over. You gotta just let them do what they do. regardless. And like I said, I'm not talking about nobody in general, so don't be trying to figure out where I'm coming from. This is just a conversation that we're having. And I'm just saying that I have found out just within the last year or two that silence is peace for me, and not giving out as much advice or trying to help someone else resolve their issues is not gonna bring me the peace that I need. So the best thing for me to do is to listen, stay silent, and let them, figure it out. They saying, girl, I think I'm gonna do this. Girl, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, cool. That's my 2 words. Okay, cool. And that's it. That's what it is. But yeah, girl, peace. Peace is what I'm all about. Silence and sitting back. And even when they come back and say, girl, that crap didn't work, I just be like, wow, really? That's it. That's all I can do. I'm trying to finish off this year in the most positive place that I can. Finish off this year with peace and calmness, and go into 2024 with the same attitude. And it has worked. It has worked quite a bit, because I used to really, try to figure out other people's stuff for them. But, since I've been going this route, it has definitely worked for me a lot better. I'm less stressed about other people's pots and what they cooking over here. I only worry about what I got, what I'm cooking, what I'm doing. And I sit back and I just like, okay, hey, try it. Let me know how they come out, okay? I will ask them, let me know how that works for you, okay? All right, well, that's it. Like I said, I'm not trying to keep you guys all day today. I hope y'all are making some great plans to get together for these holidays. And guys, just enjoy your days. Be kind. These days are flying by. Like I said, we're almost into 2024. I just want everybody to go into the new year with a positive attitude and a different outlook on what you want, and just make it happen, okay? You guys have a great day. Granna gonna check you out next time around.